Welcome back, everybody. To 100 days of drawing NSinR8, day 25. You're about a quarter of the way through. We're getting there. So, I think I'm just trying to move this out over here. I think that's a little bit better. Maybe his mouse should go up a little more. Or his nose should go down a little further. I think both. I think a little bit of both. Yeah, I think a little bit of both should be in order. Going back to Jason. Punch. Falcon punch. Did I remember to draw his, yes. At this point, he only has one eyebrow piercing. He gets maybe one or two more, I don't remember. I have a design for him set up later. For later use in the series. Yeah, I don't think I don't think his father really disapproved of him punching Thomas in the mouth. He just worried Jason might get a little bit overexcited and start throwing stuff. He looks already here. He looks pissed, and that one's like throwing punches. And you got Drake over here, kind of laughing his ass off. I don't like how that posed. This hand is posed. I also don't like the scale of his head. Maybe his hands are just down. Maybe they're both on the ground, like they're both down here like this. Maybe that hand's a little too small. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, just the stuff that I need. Okay. It's kind of creepy. And anyways, I don't think it's a grin so much as it's a... Hold on, I need to go take a picture of myself. I click something wrong. Oh. Phone, where are you? Ow. Phone, I request some assistance, please. Quick, switch to selfie mode. Don't know how to use this. Switch to selfie mode now. Look at my ugly room. I said switch to selfie. There we go. I just feel like I'm sneezing. I realize it's probably more along the lines of he's got his eyes wide open, but he's trying to hide it. They're up. That's probably part of the reason why it looks a little off. His eyes are up, and his eyebrows are up out. Jeez, his eyebrows are up as well. It's just the problem here. I'm having. He's probably still got. Yeah, that's a lot better. A lot more on point. He's trying to hide his laugh. What do I have? Alright. Because he remembers that his brother came home with a broken jaw and a black eye from visiting his trips to the city. He knows why. And he's totally okay with it, because if it was bad, whatever he said. He knows his brother pretty bad. Well, enough to know his brother can kind of put his foot in his mouth a lot. And since they didn't try and kill him, they just, sent him home with a black eye. That's... And he knows how much of a, how much that his brother kind of has a stick up his butt. So, he knows full well it's funny that this dude who's all prim and proper got sent home with a black eye. He knows how much that hurt his pride, and as a brother, knowing that it was all because of him and his own, not Drake, but his own, because of his brother's own, foot and mouth syndrome, not understanding what he should be saying and what he should be keeping to himself. I'm sure Drake thinks, in some level, the same question that Thomas posed, but he's not stupid enough. His mother taught him better. He's not stupid enough to pose that question outright. And Thomas, sadly, was more of his father's child. His father happened to be a scientist. He really didn't understand people. So, you do the math. And by the way, when in doubt, just as a little bit of advice, when in doubt, you are a human being. You need a facial reference. Try your best to get that face down pat, and then experiment too. Don't forget to do that. Experiment with your own face. Sometimes it won't look good. So you do it just right. I don't think he snorts so like. It's more of a. Actually, it's. And it's probably much smaller than normal. He's like, I can't wait to tell sis what actually happened. I'm sure Thomas was like, yes, I got attacked by a gang of robbers who were trying. Thomas probably lied through his teeth to try and save his dignity. And Drake's like, oh, that's perfect. That's the real reason. That's perfect. There's the other part of Thomas. Thomas is a bit of a Thomas is convinced that nobles are pure and powerful. Drake and his sister aren't as much. You should be able to see the top ring of his teeth. From that angle, maybe the tip of his tongue, because he's laughing. His head should come up to there, so the hair should probably not see any further than that. It should probably come. he just kind of drops the fist down to his own. He's probably not quite that strong. He's still balled up in a fist. Probably up actually a little more. That is like, what happened to his wrist? He's not Jason. He does not have a tree trunk from an arm. And if you're wondering, I'm gonna write in my own. Probably gonna like with like 2 A's and then maybe a dash. He's trying to hold it in because he knows it's in polite company, but he can't. Jason got it. That his brother got his ass. No, sorry, got his butt handed to him. You know, my series is pretty. It's gonna have a lot of fighting and curse words, so I should probably not worrying about saying certain words like ass. Yeah, he's just laughing that his brother got his ass handed to him by Jason, and he knows how much that would hurt his brother's pride. And he's just laughing at that. Give me a minute. I need to go check something. 19, 10 more minutes. Back. I need to check something. Should be able to still see the chair, but not very well. And that fist on that one is a little bit puny. Maybe it's just weirdly drawn. Well, this one's a little weirdly drawn, probably because it doesn't have a palm. He looks crazed in this picture. Let me see if I can do something else. Trace to his right, so he might be like Drake, like you don't want to know. You chomp. I don't know. Whoops. I forgot something. This, and it should be good. Maybe actually, maybe part of this. Yep. Okay, there we go. That's all cleaned up. Save. I should think I might need to touch some stuff up. Like this down here. This arm is on. Arm needs to have a little bit more meat to it. Turn the sketch layer off, the lower sketch layer off. The entire arm may just need to come down a little. Or maybe I should need to add more for sure. I mean, yeah. Maybe just redraw it a little bit from position. Where are you on? Yeah, you are on this layer. Okay. That's not too heavy. We'll just. I didn't know what I meant to do. There. Figure that out. Select none. Alright, let's go. Whoops. Go check some of that first off. I don't need many. I need 3 layers. Again. But mostly everything's going to be on layer 1. I could be lazy and put everything JSON related, which is only one other panel on layer 2. So you guys should probably have lines. And then say like lay y2 1. Make things a little easier. Give myself a bit of a code to use. About to sneeze. Never mind. Sneeze apocalypse averted. To quote the great bitch. I might change the way his expression for that. I can change a little bit. You know, I mean, be sure what he's talking about. He's just like, the heck. Or she, oh yeah, no, this was a reaction to what did I name her? I renamed her, and I didn't like her original name. It was
just too ridiculous for Phoenix. Like everybody else is normal, and she had like a multi-layer fantasy name, and I'm just like, I didn't. It was a holdover from an older iteration of the series. By the way, this has had a lot of false starts, and I plan to make this my legit start. So. Tend to let this one falter out like I did the last 2, 3, 4. I don't remember how many instances this series has gone through. It had a name in high school. That's how it had a different name in high school. Actually, NSinR8 comes from high school. It was just decided. I decided on it because it sounded better than the original name. His idea is like what sparked that? Oh, my brother. My brother must have said something really bad for her to say something like that. For her to even mention that. For her to say something like that out of the blue, I imagine it'd have to. What he said had to have been terrible to bring up in their company. I don't know what he said, but he did say something that was bad enough for that to happen. And for subsequently Jason to punch his lights out, which means Jason was there, which means most of the kids were probably there too. Again, not something he should probably say. You'll get more in depth with Jason with Thomas. You'll see how much he doesn't understand people the further the series goes on. He understands Drake to some extent because it's his brother, and he understands his sister too. But that's about it. Those are the only people he can relate to it even a little bit because they're his family. Everybody else, he is completely the deep end when it comes to his communication skills. I think we're almost done. I think we're pretty much done. Actually, I think we are done with the official. I know Drake doesn't have a suit, shouldn't have a suit. Well, then again, later on you find out that he has trained, not fire eater. He's trained under swordsmanship masters, hand-to-hand combat experts. He's trained under his brother. So, he's not that he lacks any of those combat skills. It's just he's not as skilled as some other people. Same area, so let me get this nose right. That didn't look right, so too small. I think it may be. Yeah, maybe it's the tinge too small. Angle. Maybe I should just make them that. Better make it. That would explain why I was trying to Bring the nobles. Wrong thing. Bring those forward a little bit more. If you haven't figured out, no, this is my weak point. I'm not good with them. Yeah, it's too simple. Nose. I'm gonna sit here and dawdle over this one node, this one aspect of break space. You might just see me start drawing in some guidelines to make things a little bit more logical. They may get deleted like this one. That may be a decent node, I just don't think it's in the right spot. Float. View, show selection. No. View, so layer boundaries. No. Maybe increase the size of this nose. I don't think I can do too much in the size. Because eventually it'll just top. Line art. That'll do. I'll have to do. See you guys tomorrow. Oh, by the way, happy 10th day of Christmas, I guess. 10th day of Christmas? I forgot how the song goes. By the time I get to 5 golden rings, I'll be really good. And 5 golden rings for... Oh, no, I won't. See you guys. See you guys tomorrow. For the 26th day of 100 days of drawing comic. We're getting there. I'm going to keep saying that. Mostly to myself. Bye.